Every year, the Oscars has an In Memoriam segment. It seems like every time people get upset because certain folks are left out. This year, no different. Some of the names missing included Heche, Tom Sizemore, and Paul Sorvino, although all of these folks were listed in the In Memoriam section of the Oscars website. So Mira Sorvino was not happy her dad was left out. She tweeted, quote, "It is baffling beyond belief that my beloved father and many other brilliant departed actors were left out." What do we think about these guys being left out? I got to be honest, Paul Sorvino seems like an enormous mistake. I mean, there's Goodfellas. He's done a ton of movies. His daughter, Mira, won an Oscar, and he famously sobbed at the Academy Awards. What do we think about all this? Are we surprised? Erica, what do you think?
I don't think that the intentions were to necessarily snub anyone. I think realistically there are far more people who have passed away in the past year than TV time is going to allow for it to be shown. Apparently there is a community or
there's like a committee.
Yeah, committee of people who come together, and maybe certain people don't have the advocacy in that room in particular as a part of that committee, and that's why some of those names got left off. Maybe some of the names were easier to leave off than others. We don't know that.
Do you think it's because of like Heche and the drug situation and the crash? I mean, like, is that? I want to talk about the elephant in the room a bit. Tom Sizemore also somewhat of, may he rest, but there was drugs involved in his life. Was that why you think, Jeff, they were left off?
I don't know. I don't know what the criteria for anything is, right? But people are not going to be included, and people are going to be happy or not happy about it, whether it's diversity or why they're left off the In Memoriam. I can't believe Tom Cruise was left off. To go back to that real quickly, he brought movies back to the theater. Everyone's there because of Tom Cruise. When you make $1 billion film and James Cameron's left off the list, that's crazy to me. But I'm sure people have their own people of why they're like, hey, this person's left off the list. This was my favorite movie, and would make the Oscars more diverse. Why was Paul Sorvino left off the list? That's crazy to me. I don't know. And his daughter's still in the business, who won an Oscar. He was in Goodfellas. Ray Liotta was honored. It's just, I think we're going to have to come to the conclusion that people are going to be left off the list. Whether they're in your favorite movies, sometimes they're going to be left off the list. They're going to be called Oscars so white. They're not going to be diverse enough. I think this is just going to be a problem for the Academy moving forward.
Par for the course. You agree, Al?
I agree, but also like there's existential factors that we could talk about, how people feel about the certain actors that are left off or put in, but also like we're just dealing with, we talk about it on this show, there's a time factor as well. When people go, why did they cut Eric off? Because we have to go right to commercials. Sometimes I think there is just a time crunch, and when you're talking about an award show that already had to make the decision to present every award on television, already adding a significant amount of time onto the show, I think that there have to be some tough calls in terms of editing, in terms of who they were not left off the website. Their names were there. But as for the television broadcast, everything is not going to make the list. And it might just be a time thing, because if everything does make the list and everybody is seeing that everybody wants to see, it's going to be a 4.5-hour show, and everybody's going to be like, I can't watch this too long.
Well, speaking of that, we do have to go. Thank you about that. I think Paul Sorvino was a big, big miss.